Amazon Games and Twitch have been hit by layoffs. Game development has been reduced. And then we have this one. Ex-Twitch executive slams Amazon for cutting 14,000 jobs in an AI shift. Robots don't give a fuck. Yeah, who could have predicted this coming with everything that goes on with Twitch in every fucking day? Like, putting aside just all the drama that goes on with Twitch, it's just never fucking made money. I think last year was the closest it came to making money. And that's just because you had a dozen or so really, really, really big streams. But are we really surprised that everything's being replaced by robots from Amazon of all fucking places?
They've been testing that out for a couple of years already anyways with the drones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell, with their warehouses alone, you see a bunch of these automated machines that are replacing employment. Now it's just a matter of time for the software guys to be dealing with this.
They have I don't know if you guys have seen these at all, but I saw them on the road in Florida. They have now these Amazon they're like Teslas, but Amazon branded basically. And they use it just for Amazon shipping, which I thought was pretty insane. They don't have a license plate on them or anything. They don't have a little company, like a brand logo. It just says Amazon on it. And it just looks like a moving box.
If I remember correctly as well, certain cities have drones as well for their delivery.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Amazon is laying off more than 14,000 corporate employees. With those layoffs, Amazon Games and Twitch will be hit in some capacity. Bloomberg says that without going into specific, that both video games and the cloud computing area of the company will be affected. Insider Gaming has reached out to Amazon to ask how many people were set to be let go from the gaming division, and Twitch as a publishing, nothing has been received. Now, one thing that I can jump ahead and spoil for everyone, it has nothing to do with the upcoming Tomb Raider game. That remains unaffected by this. So, yay, we're still going to be getting that. Ooh, let's fucking go. Yippee. Now, according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, the cuts would largely fall on the offices in the Irvine and San Diego and Central Publishing Division. The company will reduce the amount of work it does on big budget titles, particularly surrounding massively multiplayer MMO games. While we're proud of the success of the first party AAA game development and publishing, why would you be proud of that? You haven't had any major wins ever. We've made a difficult decision to halt significant amount of first party AAA game development work. Let me read that part again. We're proud of the success in our first-party AAA game development and publishing. We've made the decision to halt significant amounts of our first-party AAA game development. That can't fucking...
What has Amazon put out in AAA, actually?
New World.
That's New World. That's it.
And guess what? They just announced right now, no, I'm not even kidding, Insider just published a thing that has now ended development. So their big win is now done. They're done with it.
Yep.
So how could they be happy?
Following Amazon layoffs. Holy shit. Following the Amazon layoffs, New World is stopping development and ending with Season 10 and the recent Nighthaven update. The news comes after more than 14,000 employees from Amazon and its affiliates and Twitch were let go. Wow. Wow. But we're proud of our success. We're stopping our success.
Wow. Going on to greater pastures, I guess. Maybe they got something in the pipeline they haven't announced.
No, this is Amazon Games and that dog shit. This is their closest they've ever gotten to getting a dub, and it fucked up because it was burning up PCs, and a lot of people were too afraid to play it because it was fucking up PCs, bricking them. And also there was no end game content. So even when they fixed it and PCs weren't dying and stuff, there was no end game content. There was no nothing. So people ended up just leaving after it had launch success. That was about it. But the thing is, this type of game, the way they built it and the way they were doing it, it needed to be a long-term success. It didn't have that.
No, it did not have that at all. All right. While Amazon Game Studios, including making significant role reductions in our studios, as well as our central publishing team, an email sent by Vice President of Audio Twitch gave Steve Boom to employees said, I started off working in trust and safety, then moved to customer experience. I don't think anyone cares. I was the person who built the entire fraud program at Twitch. Well, Would you be bragging about that? One of the reasons I never
not
told
ever
people what
bring
I
that
did
up.
for work. Yeah, I know. I built something that didn't work. I was the one keeping bad actors off Twitch. Pointing love at him.
Got some very different definitions of bad actors. Holy shit.
I was the one keeping bad actors off Twitch who steal and abuse revenue on the platform. I guess I did my job too well because they let me go. But do I have some great stories of being there over a decade? Wow. Moz, this dude's an idiot, right?
Yeah, what a dumb fuck. He has not done anything to help any of that. Legitimately, the bots have gotten worse. And remember when they did get rid of bots, they started losing a shit ton of ad revenue and stuff. And so they allowed the bots to come back unannounced, right? And also a lot of the bad actors, were actually just people who just said edgy shit. It wasn't even bad actors. If he actually did his job, Hassan wouldn't be streaming there, right? So he probably helped it become what it is now, and made it dog shit. And why there's such a big thing where it's like Hassan and that OTK group and.
Yeah, how can you say this when that whole Mizkif shit's going on right now, right? And never forget, last week, or maybe it was the week before, Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, was on stream with some girl that he clearly wanted to sleep with because that's what Dan Clancy does. Mm-hmm. And he, instead of giving her Twitch subs, pulls money out of his pocket, chucks it at her like she's a stripper, and says, "Here you go, just take this so that way Twitch doesn't take a cut from the subs." It's like, and that's gotta be like, if you're Jeff Bezos and you're seeing that, you're gonna be like,
I forgot about that. I actually forgot about that because that means, like, I know it's just a one-time thing. So realistically, him doing it through that wouldn't have made any of these people keep their job. But you can't help but imagine you got fired and you see that and you heard that and you're like, bro, the amount of subs and shit that platform, because I know a lot of people that stopped gifting subs and started doing like the Stream Elements link and all that because of what he said, right? I know a lot of like viewers and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure Queso went up 30% through his like thing because of what happened there or something like that. Oh, I don't think it was Queso, it was someone else, one of the big streamers. And yeah, so as a Twitch employee who got fired, you're probably pissed the fuck off like because of that. It's like, dude, you just ruined so much like revenue for your own platform. You fucking retard. This is why this guy's never been smart enough to run this fucking company. I know I've said this a couple of times, but the first time someone interviewed him, Senpai Gaming, he walked away and said, "This guy's delusional. He should be in an old people's home. He doesn't. He's out of touch. He's like he should not be touching Twitch." And here we are today, and everything that Senpai Gaming said about him, and this guy got fucking blacklisted because he come out and said the truth, right? And everything is right about this guy. Dan Clancy is one of the most dumb fuck retarded cunts to ever run a business ever, and that's saying something.
You got to give him something. He is like an amazing scapegoat for everybody to point the finger at so that those who are really responsible for what's going on in Twitch don't have to deal with the headaches that he does.
Well, he is, though. That's the problem, right?
I don't believe that. At the extent that he goes through the stupidities, the idiocies, the actions that he does directly on camera, this guy cannot be like directly in charge. There's the board members that are doing most of the work behind him.
He's a fall guy. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's leading anything.
Fall guy.
Just looking at his work history, it doesn't make sense to have that kind of guy leading a company like Twitch.
No, it's like you said, with the first interview he ever had, the guy who interviewed him thought of him as like an absolute retard, to summarize what you said.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I don't like at the time, if I remember correctly, I don't think anyone wanted the job. That's the thing. That's why he got it in the first place, is because no one stood up.
That would explain it. That would explain
kind of add to my idea.
No one wanted it. That's the thing, and it's just a fucking disaster over there because Amazon is treating it like dog shit. It seems like they don't have any hands on it. Now that could be good or bad, but since it's a retard running it and a bunch of retards. Now, don't get me wrong. I also believe it's not just him, but the thing is, that's the CEO, right? And it's like, well, he needs to be fired. A bunch of board people need to be fired. It needs a whole fucking reset, right? Don't get me wrong. But
well, we all know the primary goal for Amazon buying Twitch was to get their access and have the ownership of their software that they use. They carry that over to Amazon, to their own products themselves. Once that's done, this is just really just a hobby thing for them to use at this point.
Then in that case, then it's actually this acquirement has more than paid off of itself.
Oh yeah, and the other thing too about this is that, you know, even though they bought it for the software, it's people are still coming to this platform. It is still like the premier streaming platform for gamers and everybody and entertainment. Amazon is heavy duty, heavy handed into entertainment right now, and if they want to hold on to this, they're not going to let go of Twitch. This is such a huge pool of people.
I think they're slowly but surely getting rid of it. The way it feels and how little less they're doing with it, and also after the ad apocalypse and after a lot of that, and after finding out how much money they're actually losing, I actually wouldn't be surprised if Amazon don't sell it in like 5 years. I'll be honest. It doesn't feel like they care about it anymore. They've given up on it. That's what it feels like, because it just, I mean, fuck. I don't think we get a TwitchCon ever again. I don't think any of that will happen again.
Wait, you think this is the last one ever?
I do, because I think even TwitchCon loses their money. I think all that.
So you don't think there's going to be a TwitchCon next year?
No.
It's possible considering the PR backlash and all the nightmare that was this year.
Yeah, and I think they lose money because as Hassan and all these big streamers, they get paid to be there as well, right? And they get thousands upon thousands of extra dollars to do like shows on there. Like Pokimane and Valkyrie were meant to do like a Twitch show over there, right? And they were going to get paid thousands of dollars, but they canceled because of safety reasons, right? And I think with all the big streamers canceling, them losing shit ton of money, I just don't see especially what's going on now. Yeah, no more TwitchCon. And I can't say I'm actually sad about it. I don't think there's ever been a good TwitchCon.
There's been TwitchCon controversy like every year for, I want to say, like the last 10 years, and that hasn't sunk it at all yet. I would argue instead of selling it off, Amazon will probably just let it die off, because streaming is becoming kind of more and more what's the word I'm looking for? Now that it's a much wider niche, like the only hold that Twitch has anymore on the market is just the gaming streams, but YouTube is very quickly eclipsing them. And there's a lot, and the alternatives are popping up more. It just takes like one of those alternatives to really pop off to sync them. So I reckon they'll just let this die out naturally, and that'll be the end of it. Because even game streaming is not what it used to be anymore. No. Like that is a dying audience in a lot of regards.
Yep. Compared to how it was like early days Twitch, or even early day YouTube, right?
Right.
It's slowly going down, and Twitch's biggest audience is the real life streaming. But the thing is even that's dying out now, just because of how stupid people have gotten with it. People don't want to risk actually watching it, so people are scared. They're like, I actually don't want to watch someone crash and fucking me kill someone because this cunt's fucking retarded. So a lot of people,
getting pretty bad, isn't it?
And also, I think people are also getting sick of the laziness of a lot of streamers.